Everyone, what's up and welcome to the arcade. Today I got a little different video for everyone. We're going to be doing a Pokemon Black Nuzlocke. So, before we begin, here's basically what a Nuzlocke is. Here's all the rules. First rule, we are to only catch the first Pokemon on each new route. We cannot catch the second nor the third. Also, if you happen to kill that Pokemon that is supposed to be your encounter, too bad. You do not get a redo. That is it, and you will have to go for the next route. Okay, there is no do-overs. Rule number 2. Fossils, legendary Pokemon encounter, and traded Pokemon are all implemented in the game and are all fair trade. Each of them have all been randomized. The legendary encounter is randomized, the trading is randomized, and the gift Pokemons are randomized. Third rule, if any of your Pokemon faints, that is it. It is officially over. That Pokemon is considered dead and cannot be brought back by any means whatsoever. Furthermore, you also have to nickname each of your caught Pokemon. That way, the trainer gets more emotionally attached to them. Last and final rule, healing items are allowed. However, revives obviously are not. If your Pokemon are all defeated, aka you have been blacked out, the challenge is officially over and the Nuzlocke has been lost. The Nuzlocke challenge ends when you have defeated the final boss. In this game, I will consider the final boss to be Gentis. One last thing, all Pokemon in the grass have been completely random and all trainer and opponent Pokemon have also been completely randomized. This makes the challenge more fun and, well, challenging. Without any further ado, let's begin. Right off the bat, we are presented with a gift from Professor Juniper. It says, I brought 3 Pokemon, one for you and one for each of your friends. Please settle your choices politely. Enjoy your Pokemon. Upon opening Professor Juniper's gift, I found a Swoobat, Cleffa, and an Aron. Ultimately, I decided to go with Aron, because Aron is one tanky son of a bitch. And just like that, we have our very first Pokemon. And it doesn't take long before we get into the infamous first battle. Of course, we're challenged by Trainer Bianca, and well, her fucking Zapdos! Great! Using nothing but sheer fucking luck, we actually managed to scrape out a victory against Bianca's Zapdos. Thank you, crappy AI. Anyway, after completely destroying my room, well, Sharon decided, hey, I want a piece of the action too, and decided to battle me. Honestly though, I went up against a Zapdos. What the hell could Sharon have that could even be remotely scary at this point, am I right? Oh nice, something easy, like Deoxys. Boy do I feel silly, only one in the room without a legendary, am I right? Anyway, aspiring rapper Deoxys tried to sell me his mix, however Aaron wasn't having none of it, so he Tom Brady'd his ass out of here. That's a Sharon got his ass beat. Soon after that, I left my dirty ass room for my servant, I mean mother, to clean up. Anyway, after receiving my brand new Rolex, I decided that I would venture outside into the world, where I would go and follow Bianca, barge into her house, and notice the notable daddy issues that would eventually spill out. After family therapy was over with Bianca, we decided to head on back with Professor Juniper, where she would allow us to give our Pokemon a nickname. I chose a very creative and clever name. Having now received the Pokédex from Professor Juniper begins the journey of an airhead, the future champion of the Pokemon League, and a kiss-up. After walking in sync at such a level that even BTS would be jealous, we finally got to reach the Pokemon capturing tutorial. Yay! This tutorial features advanced tactics, such as throwing a ball! Congrats, you did it! Shortly after, I decided that I would be a big boy and I would venture into tall grass for my first ever randomized encounter, and it was a Scraggy. Scraggy is actually a very amazing Pokemon. He has a solid evolution and a great moveset. Honestly, I couldn't wait to add him to my lineup. Like I was saying, Scraggy sucks, just a horrible Pokemon. Man, I am so glad we didn't catch him. Anyway, after tactically not wanting to have a trash Pokemon on our Pokemon lineup, we decided to go back home to take a nap. Shortly after our nap, we decided to meet up with our good old buddies again, in which they would berate us for failing to catch a Pokemon. Anyway, we then got a call from Professor Juniper because she needs to teach us the very important process of going down to the Pokemon Center and healing our Pokemon. Yay! Alright, now that we met up with Professor Juniper, like she said, we are going to go over the Pokemon Center healing tutorial. And fast forwarding in 3, 2, 1. After finally finishing that stimulating and blood pumping tutorial, I decided to check out the commotion outside. Apparently, some Pokemon rights activists are upset because people have been treating Pokemon unfairly, unjustly, and cruelly. Therefore, they are trying to liberate Pokemon from people. And their leader is none other than Froggy over here. Anyway, after that scam is over, we then go up against some guy who apparently can talk to Pokemon. He says he can hear their voices. I say he's insane. He sends out a Stoutland, and of course it's a tier 3 Pokemon. Well, go get him, Aaron. Well, after a solid 10 mud slaps and like 80 tackles, we finally got him down. Anyway, after being a sore loser, I don't know, he starts running away, speaking something about change, and frankly, I just don't really care. After all that is over, we finally get to Route 2, which our mom gives us a nice pair of running shoes, which unlocks the ability to run. Finally. And it also unlocks our second encounter. Alright, well, after throwing some dirt at a bunny, we finally caught our second Pokemon and welcomed proudly our Baneri to the team. To which we decided to give the lovable nickname of Oars, the Baneri. After finally catching our Baneri, aka Oars, we decided to go through a little bit of training, so that way we can actually level him up all the way up so that he's on par with Aaron. Now, we decided to go up against little youngster Roland and his Lillipup. So, Lillipup has changed since last I remember, but, you know, it's okay. I rapidly decide to send in Aaron so that he can deal with Giratina. However, I had failed to realize that Aaron only has Mud Slap. That is the only move that can actually damage Giratina. In fact, Aaron is the only Pokemon that can damage Giratina, due to it being a Ghost type. Ultimately, however, this seemed to be a battle of endurance, and well, I will say that I proudly became the winner. After a measly 40 trips down to the Pokemon Center, we thought we were in the clear when Bianca decided that she would ambush us. And apparently she wanted a round 2 of the Pokemon battle. So here we go. To my surprise, she apparently decided to take some tips from Sharon and capture a Deoxys as well. So this is gonna be fun. To my surprise, however, Deoxys sucks ass. Yeah, apparently this thing is made out of cardboard because Baneri just clapped him. 2 pounds and he was out for the count. She then decides to send out a very intimidating Herdier, who gets headbutted and loses. After beating Bianca for the second time in a row, she runs off and says something about not losing anymore and doing some training and yada yada yada. You know how that song and dance is gonna go. Anyway, we finally venture forward to Striton City, where some older gentleman tells us that the gym leader is going to be at the trainer school, so that is where we go. Entering the trainer school, we see none other than Sharon himself studying on how to get girls. Unfortunately, Pokemon doesn't teach him that, and as I tell him, he looks at his hand in shame. Noticing that I caught his maidenless ass, he tries to quickly change the topic of conversation and challenges me to a Pokemon battle. Ah, the poor bastard. He'll never learn. Sharon's first Pokemon is a Delcatty. Oh, the irony. Anyway, I send in Ors for what I think is going to be a quick pound fest. Unfortunately, what was supposed to be a one-night stand resulted in a serious relationship after Delcatty used Attract and pussy whipped Ors. After months of telling him she's no good, he finally snaps out of it, but not before getting one last pounding. Sharon's next Pokemon was Archops. I switched out my heartbroken Ors to a Aeron, and it ended up being a battle of the not very effective, because we had no moves that were very effective at all. However, my not very effective was more effective than his not very effective, and I ended up with the win. After emasculating Sharon again and proving why he is the beta and I am the almighty alpha, I decided that I would go to the gym leader. However, he told me that I should probably pay a visit to the dream yard. Although I felt confident that I could beat him then and there, I decided to head on over and check the place out. Maybe he had some goodies. After some pretty uneventful battling, I decided that I would talk to this random chick. Turns out she just gives out Flareons right off the bat. No trade necessary, she generally just gives out a Flareon to whoever happens to pass on by. Anyway, that's how Cedar the Flareon joined my team. Finally, with Cedar joining our team, we decided to venture in and face off against the dreaded gym leader. After receiving a freshwater and solving a puzzle that would only be challenging for 4-year-olds, we finally made it to the end. It seems our opponent is gonna be Silent, the gym leader. Taking a page right out of Zoro's handbook when it comes to hair color, it seems. Silent's first Pokemon is going to be a Gigalith, to which I probably switch to a Aeron since I don't want Cedar to get bodied right away, as we just got him. The battle goes just as you expect, with a Aeron being an absolute tank god and beating Gigalith slowly but surely. Afterwards, Gym Leader Silent sends out a Vileplume and I send in Cedar. I am ashamed to admit how long this battle took, because unfortunately Cedar had no fire type moves. With the defeat of Vileplume at the hands of Cedar, Gym Leader Silent is out of Pokemon. Therefore, he has officially become my bitch. He gives me the coveted trio badge while staring down at the ground, looking at where his pride has fallen to. Utterly humiliated and without clout, he is stripped of the family name, and his brothers toss him out on the streets. After destroying a man's livelihood, we meet pointless side character number 1, who tells us to head over to her place, and just like in real life, nothing happens. She then kicks me out and tells me to do something for her. Again, just like in real life. So I head over to the Dream Yard to collect some Pokemon Dream shit or something. I also capture an Espeon. Relax, I'm not breaking the rules. Espeon is just going to have to be my cut TM slave. After teaching Cut to Espeon, I finally decided to head over to the Dream Yard, where we will interfere with Team Plasma's diabolical plans. This is all side story anyway, so I'll give you the Cliff Notes version. We basically cut down a small tree, Bianca comes out of nowhere because apparently she gives a shit or something, and we meet up with Team Plasma. They're kicking the crap out of a small Pokemon, and that's apparently the Pokemon that the side character number 1 needs to make the dream shit or something. So we have to put a stop to them. 2 very anticlimactic fights later, and Team Plasma is defeated. All of a sudden, Gentis appears out of nowhere, but it's not really Gentis, no, it's Dream Gentis. Either way, they are fooled by Musharna's dream trickery. Suddenly, side character number 1 appears and collects the dream stuff she's been talking about this whole time. And she tells us to go back to her house. Again, wink wink. Going back to her house, expecting some good times, I am met again with disappointment. Son of a bitch, will I ever learn? Well, 1 pointless side quest later, 2 blue balls, and third time we fight Sharon. Woo! Alright, buddy. Let's get this over with. Alright, Mr. Sharon, let's see what you got. Your first Pokemon's... Alright, so he's got a Walrein. Okay. I get it. I've heard horror stories about this beast, but it's fine. It's fine. I can deal with this. Okay? I just gotta play smart and tactically. Okay, truth be told, things were not going well. Alright, Ors was not working. I sent in a Aeron, And I'm not gonna lie to you, Chief, even he was struggling. Mind you, he kept on using Ice Ball, and I'm not gonna lie to you, the damn thing just kept on destroying me. And he kept on saying it wasn't very effective. Well, clearly, it was effective enough. So whatever. I decide to outplay him, do the smart thing, and switch to Cedar. See, truly, my genius knows no bounds. I'll switch to Cedar, take the Ice Ball, it won't be very effective, and then I'll switch back to... Oh, you motherfucker! How the fuck did that kill? Not very effective, my fat fucking culo. Well, unfortunately, that means that Cedar is officially dead and cannot be brought back by any means. Therefore, Cedar, I am so sorry. I will have to put you in the PC afterwards. And so the Nuzlocke claims its first victim. But frankly, I'm not gonna lie to you, I can't even be worrying about Cedar. I still got this fat bastard destroying people. Hell, if it wasn't for crappy AI, I think this bastard would have swept my entire team. Damn nearly did. Never have I ever been more relieved to see a Pokemon faint than here. Afterwards, Sharon's next Pokemon, and thankfully last Pokemon, was a Starly. So I did the logical thing and healed immediately after the Walrein massacre. Anyway, after healing up, I decided to send in a Aeron, and things looked way better. Please ignore the ground type move on a flying type. As you can see, I was still very much shitting bricks from the Walrein, and thus had completely lost sense of everything. With one final headbutt, Starly fainted, and Sharon had been defeated. Not long, however, did it take for Team Plasma to be back up to their old hijinks, and they came in rushing through, only to be followed by Bianca and some little girl who apparently had their Pokemon stolen. After hearing this, Sharon bolted into battle, calling me to come alongside and aid him. And I did the only logical thing that any good-hearted person would do. I ran the fuck away! Motherfucker, I needed to heal! That little girl Pokemon can wait! Plus, you'll be fine! You got a Walrein! Well, after doing my tactical retreat, I decided that I would actually perform my Route 3 encounter right before I helped Sharon. Because, hey, who knows? Maybe it's something useful. Well, Cedar's death is really anticlimactic now, isn't it? Now, while we were excited that it's a Reshiram, we also had to be careful because a Dragon Rage is a definite killer early on in Nuzlocke runs. Now, there was also the challenge of catching him. However, we did get lucky and managed to catch him on our second try. And so, Dre the Reshiram joined our team. Yeah, let's see what that bastard Sharon's gonna do now. Probably still fucking destroy us if he has a Walrein. Anyway, that being said and all, this is gonna be the end of episode 1 of our Nuzlocke. On episode 2, we're probably gonna have our Reshiram trained up, and we're gonna join Sharon at that cave, see what goes on there, and continue our adventure. I hope you guys enjoyed the extra long video, and I worked definitely very hard on it. So if you could, please hit that like, subscribe, comment down, tell me if you liked it, whatever. I would really appreciate that. With that being said, I want to say thank you to all of you, and later. The arcade is officially closed.